Welcome everyone to the L7C podcast, Pop Culture Edition. Today we have a very special episode for you guys, kind of starting a new series on the L7C podcast. And it is with the pop culture expert, Miss Chelsea Heppert. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you. So what we're going to be starting today is that for most of you who do not know, me and Chelsea have been going around the town that we live in, going to different bars and stuff like that and trying them out. And we're just going to start a little series about just in general, what type of places do you look for to hang out during the summer? Because summer's coming. So we have about 7 places that we went to on this first go around, and then around the middle end of the summer, we're going to have new places that we went to add them on. And we're just going to continue this on. So it'll be basically a reoccurring thing on the podcast. So this first episode, we're just going to talk about factors of a bar and all of that and talk about our experiences and go from there. Chelsea, are you ready?
I'm ready, but I do want to put a disclaimer. I technically do have another series out there that we haven't really, not we, I haven't really started. And it is the anime
Mhm.
edition with Andrea, but I fear that I like alcohol more than I like anime at this current point in my life.
Well, you do know once you're ready, you actually can do both.
Wow,
There
the
are
world
places
is my
that you
oyster.
can do both, and then we'll see with the Andrea thing. Obviously, the people who listen to this, the Emma HA expert Andrea Alanis, and we might be able to get something with you guys potentially in July for the fans. It's been a long time. Quote us a maybe in person pod with the two of them, which has been a very long time coming. So.
Hmm.
So we may be able to have a in-person pod for y'all before the crew actually goes on a crew vacation.
A crewcation.
I actually trademarked that crewcation. Like it. I like it. So before we talk about the place, Chelsea, let's just talk about in general, like for you, especially now, summer, people are going out, things of that nature, hanging out with friends, reconnecting. What makes a good bar like place to you? What are some things that you look for first?
So I think it depends on your mood and the people
Hmm.
that you're with, first and
Ooh.
foremost. I love a dive bar. Our college bar was a dive bar.
Hmm.
I 10 times out of 10 would prefer to go to a dive bar. In the city that I work for, there is a top tier dive bar with lava lamps and karaoke pretty much every single night. And the bathroom doors are saloon style doors. I love that place. And I love a good dive. It's, you can be dressed up, you can be in your pajamas, you can go by yourself, or you can go with 20 different people, and it doesn't matter because it still smells the same of stale beer and a touch tunes, and it's just a good time. But I also love exploring and going out with my friends and just seeing where the world takes us, because another aspect of a bar is just the vibes. If it's really pretty, if it's moody, it makes you feel like you're in New York City, or if you're in the short north and you're feeling artsy and you go to Oddfellows, like there's so many different factors, you know?
Yeah, no, I like it. I think with me personally, we'll just go into some of our other questions because you actually hit on one with the friends, and we'll circle back to that. I think it changes as you, whatever stage in life you're in.
Hmm.
Like, there's certain things that I didn't really care for, let's say, like you said, like the college, like our college bar and stuff like that, because that was like walking distance.
Yeah,
So it's like I didn't have to worry about some of the stuff that I care for now, post not being able to walk to really most
right.
of the places. So it's like that's one thing. And we'll talk more about that later. But then also for me too, like you said about the vibes and things of that nature. I think the biggest thing for me is that if my friends have already been there before or have seen some good things about it, I mean, I think my friends who I would go to these places with have a good sense of things I would like. If they're like, hey, I think we would like this place, and I instantly am like, all right, well, if you think we're gonna like this place, then let's give it a shot. Why not? So I think my friend's judgment on like reviewing places and places they've had fun, and things of like that nature. And I'll go more into depth in that later, but Chelsea, do different bars fit like different seasons? We're talking about spring and summer right now. It's about to be spring and summer. Everyone's getting ready. Like we're entering the month of May as our recording in 2 days. So from May to basically August, a lot of
Hmm.
late, well, the goal and like, a lot of late night with your friends and things like that. Are certain bars only good during the summer and spring, but then better in winter and fall, or vice versa?
I think so. Like during the winter time, I'm looking for more of like a cozy, more intimate spot to hang out with my friends.
Hmm.
Like I don't want to be around strangers. I want to be with my friends. I want to feel warm. I wanted to feel like moody and dark and just cozy.
Hmm.
But during the summertime, I'm looking for a patio. I want windows open. I want a lot of people just talking. So that way, if you're wanting to socialize with strangers, you can. But if you're wanting to people watch with your friends, you can. And I don't know, there's something like when you're pleasantly tipsy at a bar during the summertime and it's warm and you can just let loose and have fun, like
Hmm.
there's just something magical about that.
I like it. No, I agree. I think certain places are for certain seasons. Obviously, there's some places that can fit all the like seasons, and I think those are like the bigger establishments that are across like the country. For example, like a Pins.
Yeah.
Like Pins, you could go winter, summer, spring, fall, but that's a bigger establishment. We're talking about like some local places that are just starting in like our community. Most of them aren't built for the entire year. They'll have like their peak and then they'll have like their lull in like the other season. So I agree with you
Hmm.
on that. And then going into the third thing about like factors that we hinted at the beginning. So I'll go here. Like for me now, there's just certain things I'm looking for. Like one, is the place easily accessible? Like, I don't need to get like Nicolas Cage and like the treasure map just to be able to find the place. Like, if I Google the place, is it easily there? For me, also, parking's a big deal because one, if you are driving to the place, and or is it easily accessible to an Uber driver or Lyft driver? Because if it's like, oh, there's a certain like parking lot where they can just come pick you up, it's easy access to, you got to walk
Hmm.
five X amount of minutes just to get to a good spot for an Uber driver. I think that's a big factor because obviously we're in times now where a lot could happen in those 5 minutes, especially if you're walking intoxicated and another group's walking intoxicated. You never know what's going to happen. So I
Yeah.
think if there's an easy access point, almost like an airport, there's an easy access point where you can get picked up or you can park. I think that's great. And then you are like music, I think matters because I think it matters, but it doesn't because sometimes like you could just have good background noise music playing, but then like you said, the friends and all the vibes and all that can happen. And then another thing I look at is bathrooms because these places get so busy during the summer and all of that. And sometimes I think they underestimate that. You,
Hmm.
I think you could turn away business by only having like one bathroom per designated sex because there's like a male, there's not even like a one if you identify something different in most places.
Right.
So what do you think about some of those ones? There's another one I have, but what do you think about those ones?
I would say yes, like easy access, absolutely, unless it is a night where you're going on adventures and you're not driving home and you're with your friends and you're able to be safely irresponsible, if that makes sense.
It does.
Um, I definitely agree with like the parking aspect, especially if you're just meeting somebody out for like a quick casual happy
Hmm.
hour or going out with coworkers or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you're waiting out traffic and you're going to a local bar because it's easier to get to there than get on the freeway. Um, or bathrooms. As somebody who's had several unfortunate bathroom experiences, those are extremely important. Just for the listeners at home, I have not. How do I want to say this? I have walked in on several people peeing in my life in a bathroom, including at one of the bars that we went to because the person didn't lock the door, did not even bother to lock the door. So I just walked in and there he was peeing. And then there was like a really traumatizing situation in Chicago. This was when I was in middle school. Feel free to edit this out. We were at like a ribs fest, and again, it was a guy. It's always men who didn't lock the porta john. And I think I was in eighth grade, and he was actively peeing. And when I opened the door, he like turned towards me, and that was really, really traumatizing. So I look for a good bathroom after all of that. Anyway, and then music, yes, like I mentioned the dive bar that I love, they always do karaoke. That will either make or break the experience. And it also depends on our levels of drinking that night. But is it live music? Is it a DJ? Is it just a touch tunes or a curated playlist? Like those 100% have an impact. And one of the places that we can dive into if you want, the bottle shop, we were there and we were enjoying their patio, but I distinctly remember being very like happy by the music that they were playing because it was just like funky. And they actually do vinyl DJ nights. So it's a cool place.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. As someone who I mean, with the people using the bathroom and all that stuff, as someone who has gone to bars in different cities during big events,
Yeah.
having the one bathroom is terrible. I can just talk about the past two trips like the crew has made that we've made to pay-per-view wrestling pay-per-views in Indianapolis, where obviously it's a Saturday night. You have an influx of people there because of the wrestling events, and then everyone's going to the bars afterwards because the events on Saturday are ending at a perfect time at like 10 o'clock. So you have from like 10 to 2 to go out to these bars, and having to wait in line like a long line when you need to go because there's only one bathroom is horrible, especially when the place is like cramped. So you don't know if someone's in line to go use the bathroom or in line to go and karaoke or in line to get another drink because it's that cramped.
Yikes.
That's terrible.
Yikes.
Yeah, so experience. So that's why I'm just like big opponent of like I would s- I would say three is in like a small three is a perfect number. Like if you have like three like toilets or combination toilet stalls or like and all that, because one in each is just no bueno. Because I've also at the bigger places, like you talked about people peeing, I've also walked into coming in after when I don't know why adults don't know how to be adults. But when you go when it's your turn to use the bathroom and you might be a little intoxicated and when you take a quick look and you see like there's throw up and stuff all over the seat.
Sick.
Yeah, which you would think and it's bad because you get that notion of like secondhand embarrassment because it's like you instantly don't want to use the bathroom, but if you walk out and the next person comes in, they think you did it. So then you're starting to like then you have those notion of, oh my God, I don't want this person who I've never met to think I'm a terrible person.
No,
So
Well, I feel like the girls, this is turning into like a bathroom podcast. But I feel like the
It's a
girls'
big thing at
room,
bars.
it is. The girls' room is a little bit different because, like, I've had that happen where I've walked into a stall and immediately turned out. Or I've seen it happen, and it's always been like, you just let the next person know, like, hey, that stall's disgusting. Use it at your own risk. Like, and everyone's normally pretty friendly about it. Like, I've never really had an experience where somebody's like, ew, did you just throw up? Like, if somebody is throwing up or you're throwing up in the girls' room, chances are somebody's offering a hair tie, somebody's dabbing off your face, and somebody's fixing up like your makeup. So I feel like the
Yeah,
girls' room versus the boys' room is very different.
very different. Guy, I don't think guys are that friendly at all. They'll just go and
Yeah.
act like nothing happened, then just be like,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
okay,
it is a very different experience.
which is wild. Other one I wanted to bring up though, because service. I think with some of these places, obviously, I think in the middle of the week it's fine to just have like one bartender. I don't think you can get away with only having one bartender like on a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, I think
Agreed.
you need two, max three, depending on like you got to play it by like, okay, if it's a normal weekend or it's like just stuff like, oh, it's the first time it's getting hot, so more people are going to come out. Oh, there's an event in the city, so there's more tourists. Like
I
because
also
go ahead.
I think it also depends on the complexity of the bar and their
Hmm.
clientele. Like it's very different for a college style bar where yes, you're going to need a lot more bartenders, but you're not really making super complex drinks. Whereas if you're in a swanky place downtown, it
Hmm.
might be busy and you may only need two bartenders, but like the drinks are complex, so it takes longer. But at the same time, it doesn't justify needing a third, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that too. And it's also too from we're talking as two people who are, well, depending on how you feel about the normal working class people. So I just and people who have worked in customer service, I
Yeah,
feel for the people who is like one person on a Saturday with all these people. That person's gonna get stressed. They're gonna make mistakes. People are assholes. They're gonna yell at that person, and then that person's not gonna want to do their job, and it just ruins everybody's night.
yeah,
Eliminate that by just having multiple people.
right, right.
So that's what I'm looking at for more there, like, because man, I've seen some nights where you can just tell a bartender's super stressed because there's so many people, and unfortunately, if you just do normal metrics, not everyone in that bar is a understanding, patient person, especially if they have some drinks in them.
Which is very sad. And feel very firmly that everyone should work in the service industry at least once.
Yeah, yeah. So you learn. I co-sign on that. Chelsea, you hinted at this earlier, and I think this is probably the biggest thing alongside what we just talked about, the bathrooms. The company you bring. So, can the company you have elevate or bring down the bar situation? Let's just say a bar is hitting all of your metrics, has all the things you want, but the company that you came with or whatnot is just not going. So it could turn that bar, can that turn it sour? Then on the flip side, let's just say you go to a bar that might not hit all of your metrics, but you're just having so much fun conversations and laugh with the people that you're with. Can that bring that bar to another level?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes to everything. But I also think, and this comes with age, I think, at least for me, um, when I was younger than 21, I think I was just happy to get drunk.
Hmm.
And then from like beginning college years, it was like, oh, I think you're my friend, so I want to hang out with you, but I don't
Hmm.
feel comfortable um, for whatever reason. It's either like letting your hair down or just like feeling safe. So you're kind of like weeding out the people that you feel comfortable with, right?
That's a real good point. Yeah.
And then you make your solid group of friends and you learn what you're like when you're going out and what they're like going out and the different moods and vibes that come with it because sometimes it's a casual Friday night, like a nothing major is going on in your life, or it's a Tuesday night and you just need a glass of wine and you talk about something deep. So I think that also plays a factor. And then when you're getting through like your mid 20s to late 20s, like at least for me, that's when I started going out with my coworkers a little bit more. So you're kind of testing those waters of, hey, like, do I feel comfortable? Like, am I going to say something stupid or whatever? And especially like, not even from like a be friends with your coworker standpoint, but like going to work conferences where there's heavy drinking involved or networking events where there's drinking involved and just like getting to know those vibes and knowing your limits and trusting that you're not going to look like a silly little goose. But I feel like, I don't know, as I'm in my 30s now, I've got my core sets of friends that I can go out with. Um, and they all kind of play a hand in how much fun I'm going to have because I always have fun with them, even if we're talking about a serious topic or going through it personally or professionally. Like, regardless of who I'm with, I know they're going to make me feel better and we're going to have a good time. And it could be something as wild as staying out until 4 or 5 a.m., like I did a few weeks ago, or it's having a wine night, watching chick flicks on the couch and baking and just having a good time.
Yeah, no, well said. I won't add too much on that. I do agree that I think the company and the situation of which the company is can change, make or break an evening, especially in a new place or an established place. I would say the way that you broke down your journey, I would say like when you especially said you're going out with the coworkers, I would think also what added to that, you're going out with the coworkers because obviously a majority of the people you went out with from the college thing, I mean, they stopped picking up the phone or vice versa.
Yeah.
So it's like, so all right, because then the college it's about proximity, and then obviously with the coworkers, it's about proximity. You guys
Mm-hmm.
know where you guys are going to be at, literally 8+ hours a day. So you're like, hey, we're all here. We all get off work the same time. We can all just go to that place. So I would say that's the stage once from college to that. And then we said with the conferences, I agree. At a lot of these conferences, there's like drinking and whatnot. For me, on the flip side of that, on just a different perspective, I think with drinking with coworkers at these places can be a good social thing because a lot of these things happen, like you said, at conferences. But I also think that if certain situations happen, there's no going back.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Because my thing is that, especially in the profession that I work in, I don't want to see, like, if I don't want to see you drunk or whatnot if I don't have to. And most of the time I don't have to. So I stay away from because I don't want to hear you saying anything
Mm-hmm.
that you might have done at work or you think like in your own personal thing because again some of them depending on your philosophy some may become like your real friend that you talk to outside of work and then if you leave work you still talk to them but
Right.
like if you get drunk and then you become like a sexist homophobic racist person and then I'm seeing that and then you expect me to
To
be
work with
buddy
you.
buddy buddy at work that's not happening
No.
hence why it's like if I know it's like basically don't ask, don't tell, but it's like if I don't hear it when you're because again, sometimes when you're drunk, that's when people's true courage comes out. But if you're saying some like crazy stuff when you're drunk and then expect work to be the same, that's where it's like you got to be real careful.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. Like you hear about those crazy, crazy Christmas parties.
Hmm.
And it's like I'm very thankful for the college experiences that I had because I feel like I was able to get my wildness out so that way I didn't look like an idiot at a Christmas party for work. Cuz like I strongly feel like you should know your limits and it's okay if you didn't start drinking until later, but if don't test them in a semi-professional setting, because even if you're not actively working and you're doing like a team bonding or a networking thing, it still could come back to bite you in the butt later on.
Yeah.
And trust your gut and trust the people that you're with. And if you can't trust either, you have no business being a silly goose.
Yeah. And then also to that, don't try and go like beyond whatever your limits is just because you want to prove something at these places. Like, especially at the work ones, like if you're like, oh, whoever your coworker, supervisor is egging you on to drink more, and you already know that you're at like your comfortable limit,
Mm-hmm.
especially with these people, do not go past that because again, you don't know what's you are past your limit, especially in these. Do you want these people the people you trust when that happens? Like
Right.
you don't know, like you said, like it's just like getting that out in college, seeing where you're at and
Yeah.
things of that nature. Because again, you even if it's a weekend or not, you black out in front of a coworker and then you say the wrong thing. You don't think that's not going to follow you back at work.
Correct.
Just
Or you go to a conference, it doesn't matter the industry that you're in, and you do something stupid. People are always going to remember that. And
hmm
depending on the type of industry that you work in, it could be a pretty small, close knit network. And then everyone remembers you for better or for worse.
Yeah, and I would also say for the thing too that, and speaking with my students about how some of this matters to some of them. I mean, the positions that myself, I mean, you, others on this podcast that because of where we work, we are held in a little higher thing because we are servants of the public.
Yep.
So if you are seen getting blacked out, crazy drunk, breaking things in an establishment or going crazy, and someone sees like, hey, that's Chelsea representing the city of such and such, or that's Martin who represents this place or this or that. That's coming back to you.
Hmm.
So
It's like,
you got to be careful.
yeah, it's the same thing from like when we were in Greek life.
hmm
Your letters never come off.
That's well, that got you ready for the real world because technically,
It really did.
if you work in certain fields, even on the if you get so blacked out, like that represents you're representing your place, and then you're getting that call from HR in the morning, and nobody wants that.
I like my HR department. They don't need to be calling me for bad stuff.
But to just back tag, yes, I think the company, like if you're having, you can go to the worst place, but if you have like your
Your
closest
best
friends,
friends. Yeah.
you can make it work. And then on the flip side, if you're at one of the best places, but someone who you have your friends, but they brought someone who you don't really know, and they just say something that puts everyone off, then the mood's ruined. It's usually hard to get it back.
Oh my God, yeah. Like this happened to me and one of my best friends this past summer. We were
hmm
out and we met up with two of our other friends.
hmm
And the one friend, she was just being a Debbie Downer. And the rest of the night was instantly ruined. And I'm not talking like a Debbie Downer in the sense of she needed to talk about real things. She was just like sulking and being annoying the whole night and was just like, I'm not having fun. But
Yep.
then when we were like, oh, we could go here or oh, we could go grab food, nothing was good enough. And it was just a bad news bears situation, you know?
Yeah. That it just instantly ruins the night. And then usually the person who ruins the night doesn't even know they ruined the night.
Yeah.
So,
And I just wanted to have a good time with my friends.
yeah, so that's always the thing. And you can't, all you can control is the people that you're with in that situation, in those situations. You can't control like the outside things because obviously we've all been in situations where it could be a good time and then a whole other group of people ruin the night because they're idiots. You can't
Hmm.
control that group. You could be like, all right, this group's being idiots. Time to leave. We're going to keep our peace. It's your choice if you stay there because then you're just putting yourself in a hole. But like, if you're the group who's becoming the idiots, then it's a problem.
Exactly.
But let's talk quickly about some of these places that we've gone to. Looks like we got right now on recording on 429, 7 places that we've gone to in the past couple years. And again, we're going to come circle back on this in a couple of months with some more places. And we're just going to talk about pros and cons of each of these places. and then go from there. And then you can check these out. Obviously, these are all in the state of the Ohio. So Chelsea, first one, the Lion. What were some pros about the Lion?
Um, so I really liked it because it's close to Capital, which is where we
Hmm.
graduated.
Hmm.
At this point, people can figure out it's in the Columbus region.
Hmm.
It is very much like a place that is a little bit more sophisticated and swanky, and it's very small. So I would say this is more of like a winter bar for me personally. But I think if you either live or work in the Bexley area, it's a cool neighborhood. Just walk over there, grab a drink type of a place. Um, this was also where I had the bathroom incident, unfortunately. And a positive is they've got food trucks. So if you're a little hungry, they do have like a rotating food truck situation. So I liked it. It was cool. It was moody. I liked the drinks. Definitely a winter vibe for me.
Yeah. No, I agree with everything you said, especially with the Bexley thing, because obviously when they not, I mean, it's still they lost the college bar we talked about. They needed a kind of place that was in relative walking distance, relatively easy to go to, pretty easy parking. They have parking in front, then there's a whole bunch of parking on the side of the street.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so no, I enjoyed it. That when we went there, I enjoyed the food truck there too. Like so that little experience, get a drink inside, go out to the food truck, all of that. We did go during the winterish time, so don't know what it'd be like, don't know how their situation is during like warmer weather. And I would say, yeah, it's a smaller place. You That's probably a place. I mean, I think the max people you can go there and be comfortable is three. Two, I think, is the perfect number if it's you and someone else, but like three if you're all coming off work for a quick thing in Bexley, I think that works. I will
Mm,
say that you talked about the bathrooms, it is a little tight, so I think that's a little knock, but yeah, I think it's good for what it is for the city of Bexley.
agreed.
Next place. Actually, these next two places we really like to. Next is the bottle shop.
Um, I think I'm gonna have to say that the bottle shop is my favorite based on the list of places that we've gone to. So we went during like the springtime,
Hmm.
and we were able to sit on the patio, which was nice, even though it was just a gloomy gray sky here in Columbus. But when we got there, it was nice because nobody had really gotten there yet.
Hmm.
And it's definitely a mixed bag of people that you'll see between younger college age students to older adults. But it doubles as not only a wine bar slash wine shop, they also have a full service bar attached to it. So during the winter months, I think it's really cool because it's just cozy. You can either sit at the bar or wander around the wine shop and get what you need and go out. But they also do um, like a bunch of fun, smaller events throughout the whole year. But the thing that I really enjoyed was when we got there, we both ordered two flights and we let I think he was the one of the owners, I think, just give us his favorite recommendations, not off of one of the pre-select flight lists. And throughout that whole experience at the bottle shop, by the time it was like mid-afternoon, the patio was packed and our bartender slash owner friend, he kept coming up to us with different suggestions or being like, oh, you really liked that type of wine. Here, try this. It's similar, but it's a little bit different. And would explain the why. And by the end, I think I was too tipsy to care. I was just excited to have more wine. But I really enjoyed like the attentiveness. I think it was perfect for spring and summer and winter. I just really enjoyed it as a whole.
Yeah, and you brought up a thing that I even forgot to say, so good on you. We got there right when it opened, and I think when you're younger, you truly don't care when these things open because you're like, I'm just gonna show up whenever, blah blah blah. But I think when you get older and you have more things on your plate, you're like, man, I want to get there so I don't have to deal with like the big traffic of people and because we got there, like you said, and we had the place to ourselves for a bit.
Yeah.
before the influx of people. No, I really liked the bottle shop. I'm actually looking forward to the next time we do spin that block around and get back there. And I think it had a well than enough space inside, outside.
Yep.
Uh, my only thing with the bottle shop, obviously, it doesn't have like its own designated parking. You have to park on the street, but that's fine in itself. But no, bottle shop is a really good place. But I would say since you said that was your favorite, I would say that was in my top two. But for first impressions, I think this next place really did it for me, and that was the service bar.
Mm-hmm.
Just because to give preference, I don't even think me and Chelsea got to really fully experience the place because the night that we went was supposed to be the alleged like Omega winter storm.
That
So we
the
were pressed.
storm hit. It was just not until midnight.
No, not till midnight. That's what I'm saying. But we were under the impression like, oh, the storm is gonna get here at
At
like
like 7 p.m.
7 p.m. So we got there around like 4ish, and so like we were only there for like 1 or 2 hours. Like we didn't get the full, and even without that full experience, I was just like, yeah, this is a really good
It was
place.
nice.
So had its own parking
Hmm.
lot, so that was amazing. Had the street stuff. The service was really good. It was spacious. And again, like I just can't wait to go there when there's not an alleged winter storm that's supposed to come and have everyone run inside. And then when we got home, it's just like, oh shit, we could have still been there.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the food there.
Yep.
That is one thing that I don't think the bottle shop has was
hmm
food. But the service bar also has a restaurant. And we just split some appetizers and they were
Yep.
really good. And we each got a few different drinks to try. I'm more of a gin and vodka girl. You're more of a tequila and bourbon guy.
hmm
So we were able just to try each other's drinks and then just get a feel for it. It was really pretty inside. It was super cute. And honestly, like if you're holding like a rehearsal dinner or something like that, I would highly recommend seeing if you could run it out. I don't know if you can, but it was nice.
Yeah. No, definitely. Again, another place got to go where we can get the full night experience there and try out some of their stuff there. These ones, some pretty recent ones. This one was just last Friday. Metzi, which was a I liked it. I did like it. I thought it was a lot better than what I thought it would be because Metzi obviously is down. It's more in our downtown area where in Columbus, and you think downtown, horrible parking. But this, I think, put it over the top for me. One, the parking garage was right next to Metzi, and they help you with 2 hours of parking.
Yeah,
So that is a omega plus, especially for adults coming right off of work.
yeah. I would say Metzi was honestly my top two, just
hmm
from the aesthetic purposes alone. It feels like you're in Europe, especially
hmm
like the evening that we went, it was 80 something degrees. They had all the windows open. We were in like the main, not the main, but like the when you first walk in area, and then towards
hmm
like the back, there's like a more intimate section, which I didn't get to explore, unfortunately. But the drinks were really good. I will say they were a little smaller, like size wise, compared to the other beverages
Yes.
that we had.
hmm
But I think for purposes, because we were both driving back, we were both driving to another bar. I think they were appropriately sized for that. And again, we don't drink and drive. We waited and had food and drank plenty of water. We're not silly gooses. But I really enjoyed it, and I think the service alone was really nice, and just the vibes is a little off the beaten path of downtown, but at the same time you still feel safe. And I did like that there was a parking garage.
Yeah. No, definitely agree. Since that was the first first spot, like, we didn't get to be outside and all that stuff. And that's just a quick thing too. If you're going to multiple places with people, you gotta plan accordingly.
Yeah.
Like you gotta plan accordingly. You gotta have a plan, especially as you get older. Don't make the plan the day of. I mean, like, please don't, or like by the seat of your pants, because you don't want to be whatever you're, let's just say, you don't want to be 5 drinks in at the first place and be like, oh, we're gonna drive to the next place. It's 30 minutes from here.
Nope.
Probably not a good idea.
Yep.
So if you are going to be going places that are 20, 30, 40 minutes apart, you gotta plan accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. But the next place that we went to, it's called the Nine in Worthington.
Hmm.
And I would say this was a really cool place. It's definitely a more intimate, hole in the wall kind of vibe, but swanky. But it's underground next to a pizza shop, but the you don't feel like you're underground. You feel like you're in New York City. And I we sat at the bar, which was cool, because the bartenders were really nice and it was fun to watch them make the drinks. And we essentially just let them give us mystery drinks the whole night. They had like a bartender's surprise special thing, and it was really good and it was really fun and I liked it. Don't
No,
go if you've got more than 5 people in your party, though.
yeah, because one, it was packed. Like I
Yeah.
think, yeah. So when we got there, right, I was thinking around like 7-ish. I think it's open. Usually these places are open like 4 to 12 or whatever on weekends. But we got there right at 7. On a Friday night, so people have already had the chance to go home, put their work stuff away, change, and go there. Well, we walked in. It was packed for their capacity. It was packed. We were lucky, very lucky that there's already bar
Yeah.
space there. So we got very lucky because we also saw some people who had to stand and all of that. And I did like it, like that feeling of like going down, like you said, going down and then going into the bar. Then there was the
Mhm.
outside seating, which was already packed when we were already there. So I do wonder how service is like if you're outside, do they come and ask or
I think that
whatnot?
was, I truly think that was the pizza shop, now that I'm thinking about it.
You think so?
I think so. Only one way to know for sure.
That
It's
is
to go
true.
back.
That is true. I mean, I can see when you go with people you like, you can go to these places multiple times and be perfectly fine instead of like you go with that one person who ruined it, you're like, dang, I don't know if I ever want to go back.
Hmm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. This was also in the first time in me and Chelsea's like experiences that we had someone else come with us on
Yeah.
these because typically this is like one of just and this is another tip. When you have your closest friends, have something that you can do with them so you keep the friendship going. Me and Chelsea's things are exploring these places, but we had another person with us for this past Friday when we went to the nine, and it's the person who's going to be editing this, the leader and captain of the L7C, Byron Mitchell. So he got to
Hurry.
so he also got to experience some of these new places, and he got to experience a Martin and Chelsea exploration day, and he had a blast. Which, if him seeing him had a blast, I don't know about you, Chelsea, but seeing Byron have a blast with us made my like happiness infinitely go up.
My heart grew 3 sizes. I was so happy. And then the next place that we went to, Byron also came with us,
Hmm.
and it is called Barrel and Bloom. It is a new spot in the Linworth area, the Worthington Linworth area off of
Hmm.
161.
Yep.
And it actually is a coffee shop in the mornings
Hmm.
turned bar in the evenings. And this is the second time I've been, and I will give props to the bartender because she immediately recognized me. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Um, but it was nice, and the drinks are really good. I will say it's a cool spot. A few of my friends will go there and do like crafts and hang out. I have not had their coffee yet, but I've heard really good things. And it's definitely a place that you could go to in the winter or in the summer because they have like the sliding garage doors. So you feel very cool. And I like it.
No, I like it as well. I believe I've gone there because I remember I went there obviously this past Friday, but I believe I went there with you on one of the holidays.
Oh, then I've been
'Cause-
there three
yeah,
times.
because I did the first time I went was one day during the holidays with you. But no, I like it. Very spacious because I remember the first time I went through, they had like Jenga or some like books or something on the other, something crazy, but whatever.
Yeah,
But no, it's really cool, really spacious. To be honest, that experience too, because it was a walking distance of when we were making our rounds. Chelsea, that walking distance vibe brought back college.
it really did. It made me so happy just to be able to walk. Because I like to walk and I like to be with friends and I like shenanigans.
So I think that amplified the experience. It's like, oh, we're it because we were coming from two other places, so then here's the third place of the night. We're walking there. So if you just take it back X amount of years ago, it's like college. You've been to a couple of house parties. Time to walk to the place that we called the Zig. So it was the same. It was the same feel. So you get thrown back in that, so you feel nostalgic. And like, no, it was a good time. I mean, it was a Friday night too. It wasn't too busy at all. We were able to have a great table and get the drinks we wanted. I've never been there on a busy Saturday night, so I do want to see what their customer service is like when they're packed. But no, I definitely want to go there multiple times in these next couple weeks and stuff during the future. So that
Um,
place was good. Chelsea, the last place you have Aardvark Wines.
yes, so this place is actually right next door to Barrel and Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nice because it is a wine store, but it's
Mm-hmm.
actually owned by a sommelier.
Mm-hmm.
And they do wine tastings throughout the week. They have a great selection of wines if you're somebody who knows what they want or somebody who's just getting into it. And then both Barrel and Bloom and Aardvark Wines, they each have their own food trucks out front. And they also partner sometimes, or actually all the time, with the pizza place across the street and allow you to bring their food into their establishments. So 10 out of 10. I really like Aardvark. I'm a wino. I like wine. I go there and get my drinks and it's a great time for me.
Yes, so now correction. Baron Bloom, that was the first time because the time I was talking about, this was the place we went to.
Oh, I
Now,
see.
correction now. Yep. So, but now when I saw that, I was like, yep, that was the place we went to because the other place wasn't open and then this place was. And
Yes.
yep. But no, I
Yeah.
liked it too. I mean, I'm all for good good wine. I think wine gets the taste gets amplified with the company you keep. Like if you're doing it by yourself, like you said, like if you're just with your friends watching a chick flick, I feel like the you're hanging out with your friend vibe and the wine tastes better. Or if you're doing a wine tasting thing with a friend laughing, the wine instantly tastes better. So no, that was a really good place. And all in all the seven places we've talked about tonight have their own great qualities, some more than others. I think it depends on taste and also the times that we went. So we'll definitely spin around at different times than that. But we also have, because Chelsea has actually been able just as good at finding these places, have found some other places that we are going to go to during the summer. And I'm excited because Chelsea just finds them.
I really do. And I really like that. And I thank social media for that one too. But no, the list will be coming up as we go out and about. I don't want to ruin anything.
Hmm.
But if you guys have recommendations and you're semi-local, let us know and we'll go check them out.
Yeah, perfect. Can't wait to come back in the next couple months. We already got seven places, so next time we'll definitely be in the double digits, and it's just going to be a reoccurring thing. Like anytime we get maybe the next three or four, we come back and talk about them throughout now from existence. So every couple months, every couple years, you're going to be hearing about our new places, and we'll just keep going from there.
Yeah.
And with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Let us know what you like in a bar. And I do want to preface, we're just talking about a bar, just like a bar where it's like drinks, you're sitting at tables, stuff. We're not talking about places that like have dance floor like a club. We're talking about bars, not clubs. There is a difference.
But like
So
also send me your club recommendations. Thanks.
that's an that's another one. to bar that obviously we will try anything for the fans. But with that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Again, let us know what you like in certain places. What are some non-negotiables for you? And with that being said, signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.